is the crown.
Yo, welcome back to the I Am Heavy Cash podcast. You already know it's your boy, Don Heavy, man. Representing for the NY and the Shy. We're going to jump right into it like we like to do because you already know foreplay is only for you, boo. Check it out. Now, today on I Am Heavy Cash, you know we like to talk about the heavy cash. Today on I Am Heavy Cash, we're going to talk about the 9-to-5 versus slavery. Now, I know you guys out there working a 9-to-5 job. That's all good. Make your paper the way you got to make it, no doubt. But for the people out there that's not really sure if there's another way or a better way out there for you, we're going to talk about the 9-to-5 versus traditional slavery. Now, for my peoples out there, that when you hear that word, slavery, it's real sensitive. Understand, even though we live in this great country of America, and yes, America was built on the back of slaves from Africa, America is not the first and not the last place where slavery has taken place. So understand something that is more than just black slaves, okay? Understand that slavery can be anywhere. So we're just talking about slavery, period, when you working because someone is forcing you to work. That is slavery. All right, working against your will, doing things that you really don't want to do. That is slavery. And for some of you, y'all get paid to be slaves. And that's what we're going to jump into today. So anyway, a 9-to-5 job, okay? How does that equate to slavery? Now, one way it equates is a 9-to-5 job typically tells you what you're worth. Now, you got to know your worth because like Drake said, if you don't pay yourself, you're going to owe yourself. So you got to know your worth. What do I mean by that? Meaning, if your job pays you $15 an hour, then they think you're only worth $15 an hour of your time. Understand that, people. Understand what that equates to at the end of the year. Understand that what that equates to at the end of the week. Understand what that equates to at the end of the day. Because at the end of every hour, you're only worth $15 to your employer. Say that to yourself real quick. Let that resonate with you. It don't sound too good to Don Heavy. That sounds kind of fugazi to Don Heavy if you really want to know. So why do they tell us that we're worth a certain amount per hour? Now, Don Heavy hasn't always been about heavy cash. No, I'm lying. Don Heavy has always been about heavy cash. But Don Heavy once a long time ago, Don Heavy did have a J.O.B. All right? Don Heavy had more than one J.O.B. a long time ago. In the mix to having a J.O.B., Don Heavy wasn't always happy at his J.O.B. And I keep calling it J.O.B. because I don't really want to call it a job. I'm going to call it J.O.B. because a wise man once told me J.O.B. just stands for just over broke. You dig? So I'm going to call it a J.O.B. Now, when I had this J.O.B., I've had, hourly wages of $9, of $8.75, of $12, of $13, of $15, all the way up to $22, $23 an hour. Now, a lot of y'all hear that $22, $23 an hour and like, oh man, no, John Heavy, how you missed that job? Did it come with benefits? Right? And then some of y'all heard the $15 an hour and like, oh my God, did it come with benefits? Oh, 401k? Oh, did it have this? Did it have that? Oh, did you get a lunch break? How long was your lunch break? Was it an hour? Did you get overtime? Overtime? Really? Really, B? Overtime? Anyway, a long time ago, Don Heavy had a job, and Don Heavy never felt quite right at a J.O.B. because someone telling me what I'm worth per hour of my time, I think I'm just invaluable. You can't even I'm priceless. You can't put a dollar amount on my time, especially if I'm doing something for you and your company. So to tell me that I'm only worth $12 an hour is like spitting in my face. $15 an hour, you're slapping me. $25 an hour, you did something to my mother that I really don't agree with right now. That's how I feel. You understand me? Are you hearing me right now, people? Because we only talking about the heavy cash. So another thing with the J.O.B., the 9-to-5, they tell you when to eat. They tell you when to be finished. They tell you when to start, when to come in, what days they need you, what days they don't need you. Some days they need you. They say that they don't need you because they don't feel like paying you. Now, if that ain't slavery, people, I don't know what that is. Oh, so today, I'm supposed to be here today, but you don't feel like paying me today, so now I can't be here today. So what am I supposed to do with my day? Because normally I'm here for you today. What that sound like, people? What that sound like? And don't get it twisted. I'm not going to be speaking biasly today, all right? Because today, I have someone special for you. I have a special guest. I have someone that is actually inside of a J.O.B. right now. And this person is very near and dear to me. It's like a brother of mine. For the people out there, his name is Slay'em. Now, we won't get into why they call him Slay'em, okay? They call him Slay'em for a reason. Don't question the nicknames that Don Heavy gives people, all right? Just understand we're talking about heavy cash. We're only talking about the money. And Slayem here, Slayem is about that cash, baby. Slayem is about that fetty. He's about that moolah. He's about that cheese. Okay, he likes the cheese, he likes to get the paper. Right now, he's probably looking at some companies, looking at a way to make some money right now, because Slayem doesn't just slay the ladies, he slays the paper. Hundreds and fifties only, understand that. Another thing about the JOB, I had a JOB that told me I couldn't use the bathroom at certain points. Now, if that's not ridiculous, I don't know what is. You know, I understand slaves, they had to work outside, they had to work in the most cruddy conditions. It was hot. Some places it was cold. Some places they didn't have enough food. They never had enough water. I don't care where the slaves is at. They was always thirsty and dehydrated. It doesn't really matter where you at, you know. But they just didn't have enough time to just be themselves. They were always on the time of another person or another entity, another institution that was trying to build itself up to be great. But you were still on that time of that other. Not your time, the time of the other. So now, we're going to holler at my man Slayem, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his JOB, or his former JOBs, and how it equates to slavery, because Don Heavy really hasn't been on the inside of a JOB, especially a factory JOB, in a long time. So it's kind of hard for me to really, articulate the point I'm trying to get across to the people right now about the heavy cash. So I need someone that has an inside lane to talk to the people right now. So, my man Slayem.
What's good, Don Heavy? It's Slayem, you know what I mean? I'm here, I'm relaxing. And one of the jobs I want to speak about, you know what I mean? My man Don Heavy has touched on a lot of important points. But the job I'm going to speak about specifically is Amazon. Now, Don Heavy said that when you go to work a job, you're going to make another man's dream come true. In slavery days, some of those slave masters, all they had was the property they owned and the house they live in. You get slaves on that plantation, it turned into a very lucrative business. Jeff Bezos, the man who owned Amazon, didn't have nothing but his garage at first. He started that in his garage. But now that he has millions of people working around the globe for him, he's one of the richest men in the world. Now, I worked at Amazon for about a year, 2 years, and some of the things that Don Heavy spoke about are the things that I thought about every day. Now, most people that don't have a conscious mind are going to their job oblivious of these things. They don't think about the fact that they are only paying what they feel you're worth. They're just thinking about what their paycheck is going to be. They're not understanding how many hours that they had to put in to earn that paycheck. They don't understand how many hours they had to put in doing something that they do not like to do to earn that paycheck. Now, how does Amazon compare to slavery? The only thing different about slavery today and slavery back then is you were forced physically back then. Now, it's all psychological. When you go to work, when you go somewhere where you don't want to be, and you're working for 8, 10, 12 hours every day, 4 or 5 days a week, it has to be a reason behind that. You're not doing it for your own choice. As I just said, you don't like the job. You're unhappy when you go there for the most part. So why do you do these things? Why did slaves work on the plantation? Where were they to go? These slaves were taken from their homes. They didn't know the land. They didn't know the language. What can they do? If you were a slave and your master freed you, what could you do? You would have to live off the land. Today's society cannot even live off the land. Did you know that it was illegal to collect rainwater? It's water. So, with things like that in place, there's so many things in place to psychologically keep you a slave. If I don't go to work, I can't earn money. I was never taught how to earn money on my own. I went to school for 12 years and learned how to be under control. I learned how to do what I was told, no matter whether it was positive or negative for me. No, it doesn't matter what I thought, it was put upon me. So now I work a job, I need money, I have to eat. I cannot provide my family with food or shelter if I do not earn money. I was not taught how to earn money without depending on someone else. The people who influenced me in my life the most as a young person told me to work a job. If I am unable to earn money on my own, but I still must eat, I still must have shelter when it's cold, I still need clothes, what am I to do? I must go to a job. Now that I'm in a job, I have grown up my whole life in school learning how to go to a job. Now I go to a job, and being a conscious human being, I realize that I am a slave. But you're not a slave by choice. So I go to my job. I am a conscious human being. I understand that I am being treated as a slave. What can I do? I don't want this job. I want to earn money on my own. Okay, quit your job, go earn money on your own. How do you do that? How do you find out how to do that? When you finally find out how to do that, you realize you need money to make money. How do I go get money? You got to go get that job back. Okay, I know I need money to make money, and I know I don't like my job, but that's the only way I know how to earn money so that I can make money. Okay, now I'm working my job. I'm working smarter. I'm not spending money. I'm saving up. I'm doing good. But at the same time, I'm getting paid $10, $12 an hour. Am I making enough money to really make a difference in my life? When I give my money to the bank and tell them, I need you guys I want you guys to hold my money so that I don't spend it. How much are they going to give me to hold my money? Nothing. Those guys know how to earn money on their own. They're taking my money and making money with it. They gave me 0.03% on my money. When you're an adult and you don't have any skills that are viewed as valuable to society, you're not valuable. And that is why jobs pay you what they feel you're worth. And you don't get paid enough. Now, there's different pay rates. People get paid $8, $10, $12, $15, $20. And now, $20 does sound good, but is $20 enough for you to survive on your own in America? Is it? Is it really enough? Is it enough for you to survive alone in America and be happy? No. America is set up so that you need a partner. You need a partner in order to be comfortable. Just comfortable. And that all depends on what is comfortable to you. But at the very least, you need a partner to become comfortable. You have a lot of people in situationships. A lot of people are together and going at each other's necks every day and would love to get out of their situation, but financially cannot afford it. You're a slave to your relationship because you can't earn enough money to be independent. You can't earn enough money working a job being independent unless you have some kind of skill. How are you going to go to school and get a skill if your parents' only skill was work a job and their only thing they taught you was to work a job? The only thing they could provide for you was the lowest level of education. Slavery in America is not just about the job you work. It is about the entire mentality you are put in. You are put into a mentality to keep you a slave. When people were slaves, some slaves didn't run away because they were afraid they were going to get killed. Some slaves didn't run away because they didn't know what they were going to do if they ran away. How many people are still working their job because they don't know what they're going to do if they leave their job? How many people are behaving the way they behave and accepting the treatment that they get at their job because they are afraid to get fired from their job, because they can't afford to lose their income? Why is it so unsafe for anyone to say, I am worth more than that? It's not safe for you to go to your job and say, listen, you guys, I've been working here for so and so long. I have developed these types of skills. I am this valuable to your company now. This is how I feel. And they can say, no, go back to doing what you're doing for what you say you're worth. That's slavery. Do you have a choice to leave? Yes, you do. But what does that choice leave? What does that choice leave for you and your family? Hardship. In my opinion, we are and trained to be slaves from birth. Basically, you go to a school that you can afford, public school. You don't got to pay for it. You get a public school education. Then everybody while you're in school, they're telling you, we're training you to get a good job, to be in the workforce, to be able to provide for your family. Make it sound real cool. Then you get out of school, either you can go to college and get a higher learning so you can get paid more, or you can go right into the workforce, get some experience. You go into the workforce. Like I said before, you need a partner to survive alone when you're in the workforce. Now, you and your partner are both working your job, you're earning your money, you're falling in love, you're having a kid, you're doing whatever. Every step you're taking is costing you more money. When is the amount of money changing your lifestyle? $1 more an hour equates to $80 more before taxes every 2 weeks working an hourly job. $80 more every 2 weeks. $80 more every 2 weeks does not change anyone's life. No one. You get a $2 raise. $160 every 2 weeks doesn't really change someone's life. It might make you feel better. It might make you think that you changed your life. You might be able to buy better shoes than someone, but you are living in the same area as that someone. We're all in competition trying to be better than the other slave, and all we are is keeping ourselves slaves. The only thing you can teach your children is what you know. What do you know? You know the workforce. It's just a cycle, and it starts over. All you're doing is raising slaves.
No doubt, no doubt. Wonderful points made by Slayham right here. That's why this is my main man, 50 grand, because he let you know something underneath. He took it underneath. He pulled some layers back of that onion, you know what I'm saying? Don Heavy wasn't even going to get at all of that. But you know what? That's why we had Slayham, because he slayed the booth just now. Just like he slays everything else in life. He's just a slayer. Getting back into this. What is overtime, people? Overtime is when you've used as many hours as you can to work, and then the place of your employment says, you know what, we need you for a few more hours. So as our token of our appreciation, we're going to pay you a few more dollars to work. Now, sometimes that's what's up. I see a lot of people like, yo, overtime, whoa, time and a half, double time, I'm getting it, I'm getting money, I'm getting checks on top of checks, holla. And no doubt, if it's heavy cash, baby, then be about that heavy cash. No doubt, no doubt. But some of you get that overtime, then your job looks at the reports, you know, they look at the time, they look at the money, the operating expenses, and they say, ooh, oh, wait a second, hold on, Joe Schmo here, whoa, he's getting paid too much. So then they come to you after you done clocked that overtime and that double time and everything else, and they say, you worked a lot of hours last week and we appreciate it, you know. You're great, you're good at this company. We love the service that you provide for us and everything. We appreciate you so much. But check it out, Joe Schmo. We're gonna need you to not work a couple hours this week, you know. You just wiped us out last week. Whoa, what do you mean wipe? How does an hourly employee wipe a big corporation out? That doesn't even sound right. That doesn't even sound correct. It doesn't sound plausible. But that is what you're subject to when you go to the 9 to 5, when you go to the JOB. Now, just like slavery, when you work hard, when you work diligently, you have a chance to move up. You know, in slavery, they let you, move up. Maybe you didn't have to do so much. Maybe you got to be the person that told the other slaves what to do. Or maybe you got to do some next level stuff that wasn't really slavery, but it was still slavery because somebody was forcing you to do it. Either way, in the JOB, you get to move up. Sometimes you move up to manager, supervisor, Sometimes you move up to the supervisor, the manager, the supervisor, that's the manager, the supervisor. Who knows? Don Heavy doesn't like overtime. In fact, Don Heavy thinks that the time is over. The time is over for us as people, for us as consumers, for us as civilians of this great country where dreams come true in America, to make some money. To make that heavy cash the way you're supposed to. Now, see, I got Slayham here today in the office, in the studio. Slayham works a job. He works a JOB right now. Don Heavy does what Don Heavy does. But neither one of us are against a JOB. Both of us have had or has JOBs at some point in our lives. But what the main point is do what you have to do with your money so you can do what you have to do with your time, or do what you want to do what you wish to do what you desire to do with your time. That is what this life is all about, people. That's why the 9 to 5 equates to slavery, because by the time you're finished, by the time you collect that pension, you retire, your Social Security and everything else above and beyond, by the time you do that, you're too old to really do what you want to do. You're too old to live the life that you felt that you always deserved since you were younger. You're too old for all of that. And that's the problem. That's the issue here. We want to get you to invest early, invest often. Slayham said it best. It takes money to make money. Money is prolific. Money is prolific by nature. Invest early, invest often, free up your time. Stop being a part of the money cycle, people. Stop being a part of the money cycle. Invest your money so that your money can invest itself, and then you can invest your time and do what you want to do. That's what this is all about. That's what I'm preaching to you right now on I Am Heavy Cash, because it's all about the heavy cash. You invest in yourself, you invest in your mind, you invest in your time, and your money will do the rest. Slayham, thank you for coming to the studio today. It was wonderful to have you on the mic. You slayed the mic. The mic was on fire. I thought I had to get a fire extinguisher. I didn't even know. It was just blazed up in here. Slayham's family is from Jamaica, so, blaze it up one time. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to I Am Heavy Cash. Once again, this is your boy, the Don Heavy Man. Check us out on Twitter at Don Heavy_invest. You can follow me. That's my actual Twitter account. If you want to learn more about stocks, or if you are a professional and you just want to brush up on your skills, check out the YouTube channel Black Market Watch. The YouTube channel name is Don Heavy, and look at Black Market Watch, and you can learn all you can, or learn all you will, learn all you desire about the stock market. And if you want to stay abreast on celebrity news and see which celebrities are behaving financially or behaving irresponsibly with their finances, then check out Money Talks Across the Wire in the new segment, Money Talks Ear to the Street, and that's coming out once a week. Remember, I Am Heavy Cash. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday when we drop the heavy stuff, the heavy grind for your mind. Once again, I'm Don Heavy, and I'm out. Peace and love.
This program is brought to you by Her Pretty Ghost and Better New Business. Thank you for tuning in.